Dwayne, as I said, a win. How do you feel?
Yeah, obviously happy with the win. Great to get the 5 points in the end of the day. It's been a weird start of the season really, because you're 2 games in, you go to Africa, and it was a tough 2 weeks, to be honest. And I think that coming back this week, we were determined to put on a show here. Whether we did put on a show or not, what I do know is that we fought hard, and I think that period before half-time we were down to 14 men. I think for them, Cardiff not to score, because I think they had a lot of possession around our 22 at that time, and I think we came out of it well, and then to go in 14-all, obviously delighted. And I think, look, there's areas of the game where I think we need to improve. I think from their perspective, they came with a big kicking game, aerial battle to try and win transition there, and they did that for the first half. I didn't think our kicking game was that accurate, and I think it allowed them to go to the air a bit more than what we'd have wished. But from my end, we did have the ball. I think that we threatened, and I think from a defensive perspective, it was a big step up to where we've been in the last 2 weeks.
That second half, that extra bit of quality with internationals via the feature and Gareth Davis scoring tries and creating as well, that told a little bit as well. So you have that X factor back.
Yeah, definitely. I think we got a lot of players who are not available at the minute. 6 with Wales, obviously Sam Lousy who's injured, Josh McLeod is injured, Ken Owens is injured, Ryan Elias injured. So there's a lot of names to come back into the squad. So for us to get the win tonight will be huge for those young boys. I think that people at Teddy Leatherbarrow, first class game tonight. For us, and I thought Eddie James as well was excellent in the midfield, and him and Joe were really potent. And I think like Johan Lloyd's growing every week in that number 10 shirt as well. There's going to be a lot of work for him to do. He's basically starting the season as a 10, and I think he's been moved around a bit when he was at Bristol. So I think for him I thought that was his best game for us, the honest truth. I thought he controlled things a lot better for us today, and excited to where the group can go. But we know obviously one win, got a big challenge next week, so we'll go after that.
Worried in that last 5 minutes a little bit?
Yeah.
You look like you'd
worried in the last minute, definitely. I think that obviously I thought Teddy, as I mentioned, Teddy was outstanding apart from the 79th minute where he was probably rubbish. But fair play to him. I thought he was excellent throughout the game, but obviously he's gonna learn from that and put us under a bit of pressure. But we managed to see that out and get the win. So it's a bit. It's weird because in the season you want to be talking about relief and things like that because there's only 2 games in, But I think that from our perspective, it was a tough week from and not tough, but a focused week, I'd say, because I think there was a lot of straight talking after Africa, and yes, the results were the results, but there was a few things we needed to get better at, and we did that.
You probably wouldn't have had an injury report yet, but you're probably aware that Sam Costello's picked up a couple of injuries. Obviously, you spoke about Johan. How concerned you about that? And also,
I am concerned about Sam because obviously he's one of our key players. I think for us, he's a leader in the group, and he's been excellent and grown into a leader for us. So I've just had a text off him now to say he's pretty sore, but we'll wait and see on the scan results. Really, I think he's got both shoulder and hamstring. So never rains a pause in the injury front for us. But look, I don't know is the honest truth. I'm hoping that he'll be okay. We'll see him. He'll be back here on Monday, so we'll get behind him and see what's what, and we'll deal with it when we know.
Final one on injuries. So Ryan Elias and Josh McLeod, how are they? And what
Ryan should be right next week. Josh is going to be a couple of weeks. He had a freak accident in training this week, which is a killer for everyone in the squad really, because Josh being the captain, he's worked his behind off to get back, and he's been 16, 17 weeks ready to go. We selected a team. He's delighted, went out to train, got injured, So I think it's luck's against him sometimes, and I think that we all we can do is support that and make sure that we get his treatment right, get his rehab right, and we'll see him when we see him. But I'm not expecting him in the short term, definitely not, because. But we'll see how he goes. I think that obviously a big blow for the squad, and that's why I think obviously Gar stepping in the last minute. We announced Gar's captain yesterday in the captain's run, and he was delighted. So I think he's played 230 odd games for the club, and his first time as captain. I think he led really well. I thought he was good yesterday, leading the team. So happy.
Yeah, Matt just said no, but the try from Gareth, the assist from Gareth, we thought ultimately was the difference between the sides. And he talked about, if the likes of Thomas Williams coming back to him next week, just the importance of having those, just world-class players, really. Able to come in and do things like that.
Yeah, and I think what it does as well is rubs off on everyone else, because if you've got players like that in your squad and quality you have, him and Vi combining for that try, that's what you want to see. But also, it's the leadership they show, and I think for ourselves, that leadership is huge. We've got a lot of young guys, as Cardiff have, as Ospreys we showed last night. I think that what they need is a bit of quality around them and a bit of experience to push them in the right direction. And like for us, that's key for us when we get those players back on the field. As I said, I mentioned a number of names there which we need to get back as well. But if we can sprinkle those in as we go and we can pick up results as we go, then we'll be better placed for it, because the lesser experienced guys gain the experience and then they gain the quality.
Mm-hmm. With McLeod, you say a freak accident. What part of his body is he?
Ankle. So
we're talking a couple of months realistically.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
The boy's no luck.
No luck. Yeah, because I feel for him because he's a warrior as well, and he played the majority or back end of last season in real pain with the shoulder, and obviously didn't go to the World Cup, missed the World Cup, and needed to get that done. And that was the right decision at the time. And for him to come back now, obviously with the whole season, he's so enthusiastic about being captain of the Scarlets, and for him to have that, is a gut wrencher for him, and for everyone else as well. Because I think the energy in the session was sort of taken aback a bit, when he went down, because we know that what he can give us as a leader. So I'm gutted for him, but look, it's an opportunity for someone else. But we need to get him back as soon as we can, and touch wood, when he comes back, he'll have a good run of it.
Just lastly, I think it was about 6-3, the official crowd. There was, as we all know, another attraction on today. So for those people who did turn up, a word for them?
Yeah, obviously delighted. I think that it's like I've spoken in the week. It was a killer of a fixture for us, really. With that game going ahead. And a Welsh derby here. One of our main games of the season. For them to come and watch some rugby and to get a win as well, it was fantastic. So hopefully next week we'll see a few thousand more of the gates. But no, we're always grateful of the fans here. They're always in full voice and singing, etc. So it's delighted that we can get a win for them.
Thank you.
Diolch. Yeah.
Dwayne, beth yw'r ymateb i'r gêm?
Amlwg yn bles iawn o'r buddigoliaeth. Oedd hi'n buddigoliaeth bwysig yn y diwedd o'r bod ni wedi cael pythefnos eitha caled mas yn De Affrica. Felly bles iawn i'r boes, achos nhw wedi bod yn onest gyda'i gilydd wrthos hyn, a mynd dros o'r llinell yn diwedd.
Oeddech chi Joe Roberts a Eddie yn y canol. Chi'n gweld nhw fel partneriaeth am y dyfodol?
Ydw, yn bendant. Oedd hi'n dasg anoch, so ni'n gwybod oedd Jonathan Davies ar y fainc hefyd, ond i fod yn deg, fi credu, ond nhw wedi warin arbennig o dda, a ni'n teimlo bod nhw'n heiddi gweld y gêm mas, really, achos nhw wedi warin dda gyda'i gilydd. Felly, hapus i nhw, ond mae lot o waith gyda doi nhw'n wneud, ond fel partneriaeth fi credu gyda nhw'n noswaith a heno.
Obviously, mae Sam Costello wedi pigo lan nawr yn y gêm Cymru, a hefyd o Josh yn y wythnos. Faint mor siomedig mae hwnna?
Hynod o siomedig i ni golli'r ddoi na, achos maen nhw'n doi arwr yn y garfan. Chwaraewyr arbennig o dda, chwaraewyr sy'n gyda'r gorau sy'n gyda ni, felly mae'n siomedig yn amlwg i ni. Mae'n dechrau tymor, mae'r rester o anafiadau ni'n un sy'n peri gofid yn bach, achos mae lot o enwau arbennig gyda ni ar y rester yna. Felly, sy'n byd ni'n gwneud lot o bwyty fe, mae'n cyfle i boes arall, a mae'n bwysig bod y boes ifanc yn step o lan.
A beth am ydy boes Cymru, oedd yn chwarae Cymru heddiw, nhw'n nôl o ddod?
Nôl y llun.
Dod
gyd? Gyd, pawb nôl.